Your fucking hands up.
What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Roar Extreme, and we are back here again. And we're not going to play Phasmophobia, but as a matter of fact, we're going to check out the Steam Summer Sale. And it's July 3rd. It's almost ending. So we decided to check out if there's any games that we're planning to buy, and
That are on sale.
let's go ahead and check it out. So of course, we are joined with our lovable Miloves, and she's the one's going to buy us the games. She's the one with the money.
Yes.
So, I have my wish list opened up here, just to show you like what games interests me. That could possibly interest her as well. But I already have the items in cart, that I am planning to buy. But let me go ahead and introduce you with some of the games that are very good, based on my taste and opinion, of course, as a disclaimer. So number one on the list.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Yes. So I was able to play Left 4 Dead way before I was back in like first year college or something. It was a great game, but I wasn't able to play it that much. So probably around 20 hours to 30 hours of gameplay for Left 4 Dead. And yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 seems to be a game that's still thriving, probably because there's a new Left 4 Dead game that's coming out this October. So we're planning to play Left 4 Dead 2 just to practice. But some reviews of the new game says, for those who were able to play with the closed alpha, says that it's like a predecessor to the Left 4 Dead series. Unfortunately, it does have the drawbacks of being monetized because of the current game phenomena, which is game as a service. So you'll have paid contents instead of everything going to be free. You'll have paid skins, paid characters, paid contents. Instead of like getting the updates, you buy the game once and then you get the updates every time that they have. So we're still going to think about if we are going to buy the new Left 4 Dead. But of course, definitely want to check and try Left 4 Dead 2 since I'm not a good shooter at all. I don't play shooter games, but she likes horror games, even though she doesn't like horror at all. But she likes to play horror games, right?
I've never played this game yet. But I think it would be a good buy. It's different from what we've been playing so far, Lunch Lady and Phasmophobia. So it's one way for me as well to practice my shooting.
Well, speaking of different than what we're playing so far, we have The Forest. So it's not actually different. So it's very similar to Green Hell, which of course you've seen, we've played quite a few times. And I've been playing Green Hell for probably around 300 hours already. And The Forest is very similar. I didn't actually want to play The Forest since the mechanics are far from Green Hell, I should say. So it's not leaning towards the realism that Green Hell is actually providing, which I love about Green Hell. So everything's out to get you in Green Hell. So basically, you need to survive. That's your priority. And you can go on with the game without actually building a fortress or something. In The Forest, you actually
Would
you
have
have
to.
not necessarily that you'd have to build a fortress, but rather you'd need to set up yourself before you can take on the horde of mutated infestation of God knows what kind of human beings they are in that island. So that's how The Forest goes. So it's not to my taste, but it is a horror themed game. So if I like Green Hell and she likes horror game, this might be a good middle ground for both of us. So that's why I have it here, waiting in my wish list just in case. Now, Dying Light 2. Why do I have Dying Light 2 here? So this is coming out by the end of this year, hopefully. I have a copy of Dying Light, given to me by, of course, my friend Max Dong, and yeah, it's a great game. Only that I'm not good at it. That's why I haven't played it that much though. But I'm interested in like the content that's coming out for Dying Light 2, so I might give Dying Light another chance. But I have it here in my wish list just in case it comes out the end of this year and we have extra money, I might be able to buy it. Next is Visage. I'm not even sure what this is. So it's a first person psychological horror game. So it came out October 2020, 4,350 reviews, 88% of which are positive. Um, it is on sale. Hmm. So I think this is like those psychological horror games that focuses more on the atmosphere of the game, the feel of the game, and the puzzles that you need to solve, rather than like shooting zombies. Like just grab a gun, shoot the zombie, kill the ghost, then you're all good. So this is more of a psychological, atmospheric horror game, which is I think is a better way of actually making a horror game rather than, for example, compared to like you just run around killing things, right? That's why I have Visage here. But this is a single player game, so meaning we wouldn't be able to play together. I would be able to play and control the game while you watch and be scared, since that's actually the one that you want to feel. But of course, this is still in our wish list just in case. Um,
If we'll buy this, you're the only one who's gonna play.
yes, and you're just going to watch.
Yes. And scream.
That's what you want, right? So Little Nightmares 2. So this was released February of this year. I do have a copy of Little Nightmares. Again, coming from Max Dong. And yeah, I like Little Nightmares. This is basically the continuation of the story for Little Nightmares. And yeah, I would want to buy this, but again, it's only a single player game. And it's not horror, it's dark themed. And it basically plays with your psyche. Like you'll think about like what's happening. Like is my decision correct? Have I found everything that I need to find? So on and so forth. So it plays with your mind. So the same as Little Nightmares. So Little Nightmares 2. So basically the story goes as if the player dictates what's going to be the story. So it's going to be your mind that's going to play around. Okay, so I think the story or this scene means this way. That the protagonist is actually the antagonist, and we're playing with a time loop here, with in between dimensions. Spoiler alert, but yeah, but yeah, that's actually like how it will play about around these games. And yes, it's an overwhelmingly positive review for the game. 95% of 10,000 reviews for the game is positive, and it is an amazing game. Now, again, we talked about the next Left 4 Dead game, which is Back for Blood. The thing is, not even the majority of the team that worked on Back for Blood came from Valve, which is the creator of Left 4 Dead. But basically, they bought the franchise. And Warner Brothers Studio wants Back for Blood to be monetized, the same as like how EA wants it. It's games as a service, so you'll buy skins, you'll buy content, you'll buy the expansions and DLCs. So if you check out the page, you actually can purchase the game now. So just the basic Back for Blood game, 2,500 pesos. And then you have the deluxe version and then the ultimate. See, it almost doubles for the ultimate. And what do you even get for the ultimate? So for the ultimate edition, you get the access to the open beta, so you can actually play the game now. Fort Hope Elite Weapon Skin Pack, basically just skins. For I think there's 8 playable characters here. Um, you get the base game for 4 days early access to Back for Blood. So before the actual release, you get to play the game 4 days earlier than everybody else. It's not the beta version anymore. Annual pass. So basically, you get all the upcoming downloadable content for the year. There's 3 that they're promising that you'd get, um, with new story, playable characters, special mutated written, and more. So basically, if you just bought the base game, you wouldn't be able to get the other content, the other stories. You need to buy the other downloadable content. And that's what people are not looking at, you know, they're not looking at it very positively, since everything's going to be monetized, because the actual producer, the studio that's creating this, is Turtle Rock Studios. Um, they have a game that they said was the predecessor to Left 4 Dead before this actual game, which is everything's monetized as well. You buy guns, it's OP, but you use real money, and they didn't want that kind of thing to happen for Back for Blood. But of course, we'll see what will happen. So that's why it's still in my wish list, and I'm not yet planning to buy this until it comes out, and then wait for further reviews, and then see what happens in terms of like in-game purchases or monetization for the game.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
now
not gonna come out until October 13 pa naman.
October 13, yes, but you can actually buy and play the game right now, in the open beta. Now, Grounded is now in early access, and this is actually a survival game, an actual survival game, where you play as the kids. If you remember the 90s movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, they're the ones. So you basically play a survival game interacting with insects, and you're as small, literally, as an ant. See that? Ladybugs, fireflies. And I don't know if there's a storyline here that you need to find, get back to your regular size. I think it's more of like an endless survival game, such as like Green Hill or The Forest or something, but with a theme. And it looks fun. It looks very interesting, of course, because of the theme. And they had released recently, June 14, and then July 1st, like updates. So constantly there had been updates with this game, and it is early access, meaning you can buy it, but it's not yet the full version of the game. But you can buy it and then play it, and then you get the updates along the way. It is a very interesting game, very good game. 89% of 16,000 reviews are positive. But these kinds of games are not big here in the Philippines. Most of the players here just play Mobile Legends or mobile games, and they think they're very
True.
good at the game, even though they're not. So that's why we're not looking forward to making this kind of content, unless, of course, you guys would want us to do so. Next in our list, Pacify. Pacify is a game that I found Markiplier played before. It was released 2019, and basically there's a ghost. You're like a Ghostbuster team, and the name implies pacify means that there are elements in the game that you would be able to pacify the ghost with, such as the level that we saw Markiplier played with his friends. This girl with the dolls. Do you like these kinds of games?
Yes.
Hmm.
I
So
really do.
basically, it's like Lunch Lady. Basically, it's like Lunch Lady, um, and the notebooks
The
have feet.
dolls.
The notebooks have feet and can run. So basically, it's just that. We already have Lunch Lady, so it's going to be redundant if we'll have Pacify as well. Lunch Lady is newer, anyways. This is February of 2019, so 2 years old already. Fall Guys. So you guys know Fall Guys, right? So during the rise of Among Us comes this game called Fall Guys. And basically, Fall Guys and Among Us were like the two big games. So Among Us is played like in your mobile phone. In PC, I think Among Us has a cost, but it's free to play in Android. So a lot of people are playing Among Us in Android. Um, and Fall Guys, you play it on like PC. I think they have PlayStation here as well. And it's a battle royale game, but you're not actually battling the others. You're racing to the end of the line. The stage is set that there are basically it's not like puzzles, but
Like narrow roads and you're pushing
no, like
each
like
other.
look at
Fall
this. It's
Guys.
just like a labyrinth, right? So you need to race them across.
Mm.
So you need to time your jump, you need to time your when you're running, where you're running, the directions, all that stuff, and then you can pull someone, you can push someone, you can play dirty. Basically, you're just like cute guys doing a marathon.
I want that.
This took the world by storm, but it's already in its limelight, so it's not anymore
Mm.
being played by a lot of people because of a lot of hackers in the game. Um, but basically, it is a fun game to play. It is a fun game. But content wise,
Mm.
of course, if we buy this, we might play it for ourselves. Content wise, of course, you guys would want to watch Fall Guys if it's on a live stream basis, since you'd want to see the whole action. Now, Devour is basically this. It's basically a hard version of Lunch Lady
Or pacify.
or Pacify. Yes. So instead of dolls, instead of notebooks, you need to gather goats. But you can only bring one goat at a time. And you need to find fuel and a match or lighter to burn the goats. And then you have a UV light as well. So this needs to be played by more than one person. It cannot be soloed. I can solo Lunch Lady. For Devour, I don't think I'd be able to solo this, since you need UV to pacify the ghost. You need UV to kill the other ghosts, and you need to carry a med kit. You need to carry gasoline, and you need to carry the goat, which only one at a time can you carry. If you have goat in your hand, you wouldn't be able to carry the gasoline. If you have gasoline on hand, you won't be able to carry the goat or the med kit. So it is a multiplayer game. So you need to actually play with others for this game. So if you guys are interested in playing with us with Devour, we wouldn't mind even after the summer sale. Just let us know in the comment down below if you want us to purchase Devour and then let's play. That's totally fine.
I think it'd be hard for the two of us as well
Yeah,
to
even just the
play
two
this
of us.
game.
Yeah, because I can't rely on you in any horror games anyway. Like you'll just suck up all of the med kits.
No! I can just hide.
Okay, so here, Dark Existence. So it's an upcoming multiplayer atmospheric horror game as well. I'm not sure where I found this game, but it does look interesting. I like atmospheric horror games compared to other horror games like shooter horror games, since like the scenes are beautifully rendered. And to make a good atmospheric game, you need to think. If you're the developer, you need to think that the jump scares should not be there just for the sake of it. The jump scares should be tied up to like the story if you have a storyline to follow. That, for example, there's a deranged person that is inside an asylum and you're investigating the asylum, the jump scares should be tied up to that. What happened in the story of the asylum before it closed. So all of those things should tie up to that. Just like PT. Unfortunately, PT is no longer available since it's too scary for most people and it killed a lot of people. So
Oh?
Yeah. Now, Neo 2, the complete edition. Well, basically, Neo 2 is a beautiful game that my brother owns in his PlayStation or PS4. And they introduced online co op. That's why it's here in this wish list. Well, I have it in my wish list for a long time. Because I am interested in the storyline for Neo. It is actually set in like Japanese culture, and I want to play it since well, the gameplay is like Dark Souls. So I haven't played much for Dark Souls, since I'm not that kind of a heavy gamer. I can't find the time anymore. But since right now the goal of this channel is for us to find time to play games, we're going to try Neo 2 so that we will definitely know if we are a gamer or not. So basically, it's a Japanese themed um, softcore Dark Souls. Sign of Silence. Sign of Silence, again, we discovered this through Markiplier's channel, where you run around the forest, run around, talking on my name. You see, it has mixed reviews since the content is very short. And basically, you just run around. The map is large, and then you find the parts that you need to fix either the lift or the
car.
helicopter. And yeah, you have to be quiet in the game. So I don't think that the microphone has proximity in the game, but I do know that you need to step on things that you know will not make a sound. For example, if you're walking on like just regular soil and then you transition to gravel or dried leaves or twigs, or suddenly you went in a group of, in the middle of a group of birds and then they flew away. So those things create sound, and you'll see a meter for the noise that you're making in game. And that's actually crucial in terms of how you'd be able to go around the map without them monsters killing you.
I thought you can just place your mic on mute.
I'm not even sure if the microphone is detected and being used as proximity in the game. Because if it is, then it's going to be hard since you're playing multiplayer and then you need to communicate.
Yes.
They can override that by just, disabling their microphone in game and using Discord. Or for example, for us, we can mute the microphone and talk with each other. So I'm not sure how the microphone works here in Sign of Silence, but it looks good, and the mechanics seems to be original from what I think, since you don't have to fight the monsters. You can just go around making sure that you produce the least amount of sound on wherever you're stepping. In Silence is the same. Basically, it's like Dead by Daylight, some sort of a game like that. One is a monster, so it's an online multiplayer game. One is a monster, and then the other players are regular people who will try to do their chores or their errands before all of them gets killed. If the monster gets to you, you turn into a rat, I think, or a mouse.
I thought you'll be it.
You'll be it.
You're the one who's gonna turn into monster next.
Hmm.
Like it.
It's like a game of tag
Yes.
where you become it. Nah. Gunner, I'm not sure, but this is, I think, the dinosaur game. Yeah, it is the dinosaur game. So this I saw from IGP's channel. So he has two channels now. If you want to check out his second channel, it's IGP, where he's the main channel. IGP will focus more on horror games, and then the second channel, the IIGP channel will be focusing on whatever game he is interested in playing. And he has a Steam key for Goner, and he tried it, and the mechanics are interesting. Basically, so it's a survival game, much like Green Hell, but instead of the Amazon, you're in Jurassic Park. You have dinosaurs. So I am interested in the game. So I do have it in my wish list just in case that it's going to be available for purchase and play soon. Now we have It Takes Two, the next game in our list. Now why do I have it here?
I don't know.
Because it released March of this year, and it went viral, or basically it became a big hit around April to May. And this, so far, from what I've seen, is the best co-op game out there. Literally co-op, because you wouldn't be able to solve the puzzles by yourself, and solo play is not possible. So you need to play with someone else. And this is a damn good game. Like, if you're seeing the trailer right now, like, these are the things that you can do. So one character, if you're the guy, you'd have different skills than the girl. And you guys need to work in synchrony. You need to work out the differences between your characters and make it work to solve puzzles or to get through to the next stage. And that's actually the theme of the game, since you're actually the parent of a kid here, and I think they're planning for a divorce. The kid doesn't want that, and then they were turned into dolls, or wooden dolls, to actually resolve the issue between them, to keep their family together. The good part about It Takes Two is that only one person needs to purchase the game, and then he can invite the other player, so basically your friend, to download and play it with the person who bought the game as a friend's pass. So if I own the game, I can invite Milubs to play the game without her purchasing the game on her Steam account. Or if I own the game, I can also invite my sister, who's in Virginia Beach, to play the game with me. All she has to do is just download the Friends Pass. As long as someone who owns the game plays the game, the other one doesn't have to actually pay for the game. But if you want to, of course, it's up to you. If you want to buy the game for yourself as well. Primal Man Simulator is also not yet released. And basically, it's a caveman simulator. So again, it's a survival game. I'm not a fan of survival games, but since Green Hell and Medieval Dynasty, I've become more and more interested with survival games, and this looks very interesting to me. Basically, you're a caveman. So who's not interested of being a caveman?
Me.
You're not interested of being a caveman?
On second thought.
Being a caveman is definitely fun, like throwing spears around. Basically, it's the same as any survival games out there, only that you're working with primitive tools and you're working in a primitive environment. So I think this is going to be an awesome game, but there's no release date announced yet. So hopefully this pushes through and we get to play it. From the Darkness is another psychological horror game. 486 reviews, 89% are positive. It was released only the end of March this year. And the only thing is, again, it is a psychological horror game. It's an atmospheric horror game. You do puzzles, you run around, try to escape. But again, it's only a single player game. Very low system requirements, though. Like, you can play it on a potato. But I think this is just a short game. I've seen a few streamers and YouTubers play this, and it's just like a very short game. Now I have HTC Vive Pro 2 here. This is actually a hardware. I just wanted to put it here because I would want to have VR, but you know, there's very few VR supported games out there, and none of which interests me yet. But of course, I think in the future we're still moving towards that VR. If you're looking for, um, if you're inclined more for eye candy when you're playing games, not actually competitive games, but you're looking more for eye candy. You're looking more as a, you're looking for games more as a casual gamer. I think VR is the way to go in the future. So, yeah, but it's too expensive for now. But if you want to donate your HTC Vive Pro 2 to us, of course, just reach out to us and we'll gladly accept your HTC Vive Pro 2.
We're not gonna say no.
Now, last and definitely not the least, Nyctophobia Devil Unleashed. You might not have heard of this game at all, but you see, this is a Filipino made game. And the developer is just one person, one Filipino, and he's a friend of mine. That's why we have it here. It's being hyped in some of our gaming communities in Facebook here in the Philippines. So very interested. I would definitely would want to buy it, and this is coming out probably a few hours later. It'll come out. So release date is July 3rd. It's already July 3rd while we're filming this, and it should come out within a few hours. And we're definitely going to buy this. This is a single player game, yes, but it is again an atmospheric game, and like indie feeling game. So if you like those kinds of games, of course, try it out, and I would recommend others to try it out as well. Um, and this is the pride of the developer, since this is the very first game that he created, and a lot in the community had been interested in it, and definitely we're going to check it out. So, with all of those games in our wish list, what made it through our cart?
Left 4 Dead 2.
Let's go ahead and show them. And since I talked through the whole wish list of 25 items, we have a cart for only 4 items. And me loves, who's the one's going to pay for these games, is the one to tell us why she chose these games instead of the others.
So Left 4 Dead 2, I already told you why I want to buy this game. Sign of Silence, I want another horror game. I was the one who suggested that to me loves. Neo, I also want to play this kind of games. The Forest is something that's like Green Hell. What we've been playing, although I think most of the time we'll be playing it offline, not streaming. I think it will be kind of boring to capture everything, including building things or whatnot. So, yeah, those are the 4 that we will be buying. But of course, we are still waiting for Nyctophobia. We'll definitely buy that game.
Yes, and we're going to buy that as soon as it comes out. Within a few hours, I asked the developer, Kenneth, like what time it's going to be released in Steam. He said within a few hours. So it's 10 in the evening right now. You might be seeing this the day after. So he mentioned it might be midnight up until dawn. If not, then up until morning the next day. So the game might be out while you're watching this video. So make sure to check out the game. If you have other games that you'd want us to check out and play, just leave it down in the comments below. And of course, the reason behind we only have 4 games in our shopping cart is that she's the one paying, she's the one to select. And Sign of Silence. She wants that game. She wants to play it because it basically it actually caught her interest. Left 4 Dead 2 because a lot of the popular games right now are shooter games, so she wants a game that she can practice on. But also sticking to what she wants, which is a horror themed game. And since Back for Blood is coming out, so I recommended Left 4 Dead 2 for her, which she agreed as well. Neo 2 is that we just wanted to know if we are real gamers.
Yes.
In the gaming community, if you can't handle Dark Souls or Dark Souls type games, you're not a gamer. So we want to play Neo 2 just to prove that we are gamers. Hopefully. And The Forest is because I love Green Hell. She likes horror. Let's just go ahead and try it out if it will work. And Son of the Forest is coming out probably next year, which is the sequel to The Forest. You didn't know about that.
Well, I'm thinking that that's the son who.
Who you need to rescue here in the
Yes.
forest? I don't know. Probably,
Most likely,
but
son
we
of the
don't know.
forest. Maybe he's the actual hero in this game.
Son of the Forest, like son of a
No.
son of a forest, son of a forest.
Either he is the hero or he became the boss.
The boss,
Yes.
like the mafia boss.
Yes.
So we're interested in playing the Forest VR as well. Unfortunately, again, we don't have VR. So if you have extra VR gear there, send it over. Send it over.
Thank you.
So if you're watching the video, of course, thank you so much for visiting us here in our humble page. Again, it's your boy Roar Extreme, and
Me loves.
we're signing out.
Bye.
Get your fucking hands up.